turn, one tire goes at a certain degree of angle, and then the left front tire goes at a different. If I'm not mistaken, the one that you're turning into the turn makes more of a degree of turn, and it used to save tires and used to save front ends and all that stuff.
And when this happened, and ran over a man named Murray Ackerman, and they probably named it the Ackerman effect in honor of Murray. No, I'm just kidding. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know what it was called, and this goes to testify to the intelligence of our listening audience. And I've got a degree in physics. I've got a degree in physics, and I didn't know what the Ackerman effect is. But thank you very much, Rod. That is extremely interesting.
I like you. I've been around cars basically all my life, so been in it a little longer than you were in business. So we're both about the same time.
Wow, yeah. My dad was in the business, and he started in the business back in the teens and 20s. He started to work for the Oakland company before it became Pontiac, and my dad used to ride a horse because the Pontiac or Oakland sold cars directly to the farmers, and when they had to repair a car, there were no service departments or no dealerships. He would ride his horse out to the farm, and he would fix the car. Sometimes he'd have a battery to jump start the car, and that's going way back. So it's kind of fun to talk about the old days, Rod. I appreciate your calling in. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're the old Pontiacs. We came to Florida in an old Pontiac, a 52 straight 8 Pontiac.
Wow.
So
my first car
had that great big emblem on the hood.
My first car was a 51 Pontiac, and it was a straight 8, 51 Pontiac. I named the car Betsy, stick shift. The only option was a heater, and it was you never forget your first car, just like your first girlfriend.
Yeah, if the battery was down or anything like that, back then there were 6-volt and tube radios and all that stuff. If it didn't start, you'd hook it up to the horse and pull it and pop it in second gear and fire it right up.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's true. And now we're driving computers, and that's strange. Never thought that would happen, but price of progress, I guess.
Oh yeah, when are they planning on going to starterless vehicles? They've been talking about it for a long time, where they shoot a charge in on the piston that's on the downstroke, and start the engine right on up. They're going to be smaller batteries and stuff. Any idea when they're going to do that?
Well, I think the electric car kind of trumped that whole thing, because the internal combustion engine is on its way out. And I think we'll just be so essentially we have starterless vehicles now.
Right.
All you do is turn them on.
Well, the hybrid cars don't have a starter or an alternator.
Yes.
Because the electric motor simply starts the gas engine.
Yeah.
And I guess they're going to still keep staying with diesels. I mean, they've had diesels, I don't know, forever.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff is going the way of, steam engine was a fantastic engine, and my dad used to tell me it was the best engine ever made in terms of efficiency and power, and the problem is you had to have a very large tank of water on the car.
Yep.
So
the old Stanley steamer.
And firewood.
Yeah.
The steam engine hit it on both strokes, but the problem of rust was a big problem too.
Yeah. Yep. I think at one time a steam engine held the land speed record on Daytona.
It did.
Yeah. So it's and the rotary engine. I mean, we could go on and on.
On and on.
Yeah. But Rod, thanks for the call. Love to hear from you again next Saturday. Please call. I'd love to talk about old times.
Yeah, interesting call. Stay in touch.
All right.
Thank you, Rod.
Take care.
Have a great day. 877-960-9960, or you can text us at 772-497-6530, talking about horses and carriage and wagons. Gosh, born in Pittsburgh, I can just close my eyes and I can see the horse and carriage coming by my house delivering milk in these little glass bottles. Memories. It was wonderful.
Yeah. I think we've got some text coming in, don't we?
We do. We have some from our text line. That's 772-497-6530. It's anonymous, but the question says, my car, a 2017 Prius, does a weird thing when I cross railroad tracks. When I am braking, my car jerks and shudders as the tires cross the track. It feels like the ABS is kicking in and shutting off. My last car, a 2012 Prius, did the same thing. That's a Rick question.
And actually, they've pretty much answered their own question. That's pretty much what's happening is when you're stepping on the brake and you're slowing the car down and you go over those railroad tracks, the tires tend to bounce a bit at that railroad crossing. And the ABS is so accurate now that it detects that loss of motion and the loss of rotation from the tires, and it immediately starts trying to kick in the ABS, thinking you might be on the verge of losing control of the car.
Okay.
So it's trying to help keep you in control of the car. It feels a little odd, but it's operating the way it's supposed to, and it's going to help keep you in control of the car.
You know, one of the things that under my head as you were explaining that, and I didn't know the answer, thank you, Rick, is that here I am a car dealer, and I don't know the answer to this question, and we sell those cars. Cars are so complex today that the challenge for car dealers, including me, is to explain adequately all of the technical good things and questionable things and scary things, because a new car, if you haven't driven a modern car, 2019 car, and you're driving a 2005, it will be a strange experience for you. And this needs to be pre-explained before you go down the highway, because you can get scared. Going across the railroad tracks, suddenly something weird happens. You don't know what's going to happen. Is my transmission going to...
Watching live, please be patient with us. We are working on it. But Ernesto says, good morning. Why
require, I don't mean cars built, new cars that were built a long time ago used to require 2-3 times as much maintenance. Now they're almost maintenance free, and a lot of the manufacturers have subsidized it by giving you free maintenance for 2 years, sometimes even 3 years. So what's a car dealer to do to make money in the service department? They make up their own maintenance schedule. And my advice to you, and this is very important, do not pay any attention to the car dealers or the service department's recommended maintenance. You want the manufacturer's recommended maintenance. Now, Rick's looking at me because there are exceptions. There are certain types of services, depending on the part of the country you live in. High heat, high cold, dry, humidity. Environmental conditions change all over the world.
Yep.
And there are some pockets around the world that require special services that you don't normally see. But 99 times out of 100, rule of thumb, say, I want my factory recommended maintenance, stick to it, you can't go wrong. And the good news is there's very little factory recommended maintenance required anymore. I think we have a phone
We're
call.
going to, yes, Stu, you're finished, right?
Oh, no, we got a couple, but we got callers take priority.
Okay, Darla, thank you for calling. You're a first-time caller from Palm City.
Oh, thank you.
Good morning. You won yourself $50.
Wonderful.
Yeah, stay on the line and give John your information. What can we do for you today?
I was just wondering, when you're purchasing a new car, can you tell me more about the dealer fee?
I could, do you have 6 hours?
Wow, you can condense it down that small?
Dealer fee, prep fee.
Darla, it's funny. I'm so happy you asked that question because it's probably the reason I'm still on the radio and have been on the radio for 14 years. I cannot believe that our regulators and our legislators allow this to happen. A dealer fee is a generic term. Used to be called a dealer fee, and then the dealers decided people were getting onto them, so they started changing the name. Believe it or not, in Florida, there is no law on what you call that extra hidden profit that you tack on to the price that you advertise or you quoted on the phone or online. You ask a car dealership what the price of the car is. He tells you a number. It's not true. You come in. He adds $1,000 or $2,000, believe it or not, as much as $3,000, and he calls it something generically referred to as a dealer fee. Some of the names they use are electronic filing fee, notary fee, dealer services fee, e-filing fee, tag agency fee.
on and on.
It's all up to the dealer's imagination. Whatever, and it's okay with Florida. The governor, the legislators, the state attorney, they say that's okay. You can tell, Darla, I can tell you, I'll sell you a car for $10,000, and you come in and you sign the paper, and they go into the business office. The computer spits out. Here, there's no regulation. It's a wild, wild west. Darla, I think I did that in less than 6 hours, and I apologize if I rambled.
It's just
It's okay. I appreciate the information.
yeah,
you're very
it's a dirty little secret. Is what we used to call it, Darla. And there's so many names for that fee. It's very deceiving.
It's not a secret anymore.
Unfortunately, yes.
And Stu said it's not deceiving anymore.
Thanks to you.
Yeah.
Darla, thank you very much. I hope you can call again every week. I always appreciate Nancy because she does, since Nancy has been on the show from the beginning, she has grown our female audience. When we first started, practically no female callers, and now we're up pretty much to 50-50 thanks to Nancy, and I thank you for responding. And if you could become a regular caller and call in at least maybe a couple Saturdays a month, we'd really appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank
Stuart.
you, Darla.
I appreciate.
Spread the word.
Oh, okay. I will. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Stay in touch. 877-960-9960, or you can text us at 772-497-6530. We're going to go to John, who's calling from Palm City. He, too, is a regular caller. Good morning, John.
Good morning to everyone.
Hey.
It's funny, a call from Palm City. I was thinking yesterday, I took the Turnpike. I visited a friend in Wellington, and I took the Florida Turnpike and got off Palm City. It doesn't even say Palm City. It says Stewart, which is misleading because it goes to Stewart. But when you get off at the Turnpike, right on the corner, there's only one gas station. Naturally, they sock it to you with the gasoline price. But then it gets worse. If you continue going straight, and that's Martin Downs Boulevard, then the center part of Palm City is a Chevron all by itself, no competition. Again, they sock it to you. But here's the story. In the last month, the gas price has gone down 22 cents a gallon. Yesterday, according to NBC News, West Palm Beach price is $2.64 average. Nationwide is $2.68. There's 6 states now that have gasoline that's $2 or under. So hopefully, for the Thanksgiving weekend, we will be good shape and get lower prices on gasoline.
Wow.
But what I want to say again to Palm City, besides the stations that are all high priced, all you do is continue to go straight. You cross the Palm City Bridge, and there's a speedway, which is formerly Hess, and then there's Wawa, right?
Yeah.
So, and then totally in Stewart alone, you got 3 racetracks, 3 speedways, which again is the former Hess. So there's no reason in some areas why not only it's the importance of a discount gas, but when you buy, the good news is the gasoline hopefully is going to continue to come down, and that's very important with the economy, with the amount of driving that people do. Then I want to mention another thing, that a little nostalgia, what we've talked about today. On the computer today, on your internet, is an auction, Julian Auction Company. They're auctioning off Marilyn Monroe's 56 Thunderbird, which she bought new. She owned it from 56 to 62. They have all the papers on it. I have a picture of the car in 1957 with Arthur Miller, one of the husbands that she had, driving the car, and they bought that car brand new in Connecticut. And I looked up, and 56, a T-Bird was $3,050. They built 15,000 of them.
Amazing.
But what I want to say is, sit down for this course today. It's estimated, you can follow it on your computer, it's estimated that it'll bring in, because it's Marilyn Monroe's car, from $350,000 to $550,000.
Wow.
Nice price. But,
actually, I thought it'd be higher than that.
Because of who owned it.
Yeah.
And she was really hot on convertibles. When she died in '62, she had a new Eldorado Cadillac convertible and a '62 Chrysler 300 convertible. I don't know if that cars were auctioned off later, but this is a hell of a price today when a fully restored.
I fell deeply in love with her, and I was just crushed when she married Joe DiMaggio.
Interesting.
Well, some like it hot.
Well, I'm not going to give my age, but I followed T-Birds when it came out in '55. It was in the answer to the Corvette. And the '56 was the same thing, basically, but it had the Continental tire in the back. And then '57 was the big body change.
Love those Continental tires.
So I go back and follow on cars way back from high school.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be real boring when we got all autonomous electric cars without drivers and no Continental kits.
We'll have nothing to talk about on this show.
You and I can buy or share autonomous cars. They're going to be putting the pressure on General Motors, Toyota, Honda, all the big manufacturers. Waymo is really leading the pack. John, thank you.
Just a footnote to this.
Yeah.
Don't buy gas in Palm City. And that's one of the many reasons why Costco was turned down for Palm City. It'd be a competition to put all these gas stations out of business.
Yeah.
But the good news is now it's going to get final approval from Stewart. There's going to be Costco on Indian Street, which is not far from the Veteran Bridge.
Fantastic. I didn't know that. That's great.
Waiting for final approval now.
Great news.
So Costco is coming to the area finally, Martin County.
Beautiful. They got a great auto buying program, so that'll be really good for the folks up in that area instead of having to drive all the way to Palm Beach Gardens now is the nearest Costco. So that's great news. Thank you, John.
Mike, have a good day, folks.
We love hearing from you, John. Stay in touch. Gosh, what an exciting show we've had. So many interesting people, callers.
Exactly right. Most of the money that a car dealer makes is in the financing. Car dealers make more money when they finance your car than when they sell you the car. So oftentimes you'll end up paying more for a car when you pay cash. It's counterintuitive, and most products you buy, you probably get a better deal for cash. But in a car dealership, they love the financing. I recommend that when you go into a car dealership, tell them that you intend to finance the car, and then go ahead and negotiate the best price you can, and then say, whoops, changed my mind, I'm paying cash. Write them out a check.
Great idea. Linda, I hope we helped you out. If we haven't, give us a call at 877-960-9960, and you can text us at 772-497-6530. I think Stu has some.
Oh yeah, we got the texts and comments. They're backing up. We got them. Doug on Facebook wanted to know if he could turn off his lane departure assist on his 2018 Honda Accord. And Doug, yes, you can. Because I Googled that, and I already answered him on Facebook. But yes, you can turn off the lane departure assist. The next text we got is from Anonymous, but the question is, does the new 2019 Toyota 4Runner have clear coat on the paint or just the pearl white? And I can answer that as well. There's two colors that come on that vehicle, on the 2019 4Runner. That's Super White and Blizzard Pearl. The Blizzard Pearl has a nice thick clear coat on it. The Super White is color code 040, and we've talked about this on the show for years.
Yeah.
And it has an insufficient clear coat, and it will oxidize and fade over time.
Excellent.
No fault of your own.
Excellent question to ask anyone you buy a car from, especially white cars, is find out and get proof, verification that they do have clear coat. All cars should be clear coated.
Yep.
I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but that's another show as to why they don't have clear coat. But if you buy a car without clear coat, you're asking for trouble unless you wax it regularly and keep it garaged.
If you wax it way more than you should, and unfortunately you have to pay more to get that Blizzard Pearl paint.
Yeah.
It's a premium. Our next text is from an anonymous person. Is it just me, or is everyone terrified to use the special express lane in I-95? I know I'll get where I'm going faster, but it seems like a major commitment to use the express lane. I think you have commitment issues. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Well, you know, I understand how they feel because that's the racetrack. That's where everybody's going faster. Here's the way I look at it. I like the express lane because I feel like I'm only having to worry about my right side. If I'm in the express lane, then I have the wall to my left, and I'm protected. And a car can't cross over from the other side very easily. And I feel more secure only worrying about cars on my right. Now, you have to go faster to be there, but I happen to like to go fast, so it doesn't bother me. But I understand that.
Yeah, and remember, you got to pay for that, too. So if you don't have a Sun Pass in your car, you're going to get a bill in the mail. They'll take a picture of
Someone stole my Sun Pass.
That happened. That's right.
Literally. I'm glad you reminded me of that. It's been gone for about a week. I probably got a huge bill waiting for me.
I was supposed to get back to you to tell you that his Sun Pass was stolen.
Oh, I'll put it back tonight. Sorry about that.
We're going to go to, we are going to go to Hope Sound.
Barbara?
And is it Barbara?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Hi, Barbara. You're a first-time caller. You won yourself $50 today. Stay.
I'm not a first-time caller.
Oh, and you're honest too, Barbara, because you could have got us for $50 there. Thank you very much.
It was about 4 years ago when I spoke to you. We had to do with a car that we had purchased. And but I have to say, I listen to you every week, and I have a new fan of yours. My husband is sitting here with me, and he says, "Wow, they're interesting." So I think he'll start listening to you also with me. But I just wanted to kind of just bring back when I had called you. I had bought the Ford Focus from Advantage Ford here in Stewart, and it was kind of the story was, I very quickly tell you, that I was looking for a special color, and they didn't have it, and they all of a sudden drove around with this blue car, and they said, here it is, and I said, well, where did you get that? Oh, well, we had it in the back, whatever, it's back a while, so, but anyways, when we got off the property with the car, it was bumping and bumping and jumping, and it was because it was one of the cars that they had supposedly changed or tried to change the